Welcome back to What You Want to Get Which You Want. In today's video, we are tackling one of the most critical decisions in software design, choosing between monolithic and microservices architecture. Which one is right for your project? Let's dive in and find out. Let's look at monolithic architecture. In a monolithic system, the entire application is built as a single unified code base. All components, user interface, business logic, and data access are tightly integrated. Imagine it like a single-story house where every room is connected without any walls separating them. This approach is often used for smaller applications for startups where simplicity and quick deployment are key. For example, think of a small blog or a basic e-commerce platform in these early stages. A monolithic architecture allows you to develop and deploy quickly without the overhead of managing multiple services. Let's see their advantages and disadvantages. Firstly, we will see advantages. First is simplicity. Simplicity, everything is in one place, making development and testing easier in the early stage. Second is performance. Direct calls within the same code base can be faster without the overhead of network communication. It's easy to deployment. Deploying a single application can be less complex. Next, we will see disadvantages. Limited scalability. Scaling a monolithic application often means scaling the entire system even if only one part needs extra resources. Maintenance challenging. As the application grows, the codebase can become harder to update. Single point of failure. A bug in one module could potentially bring down the whole system. For example, while a monolith can work great for a startup, as user demand increases, you might find it difficult to scale specific features without re-architecting the entire application. Next, we will discuss what is microservices architecture. In this approach, the application is broken down into smaller independent services that each handle a specific functions. Imagine a city where each house performs its own function. One is a bakery, another is a bookstore, and so on. Yet they all contribute to the overall community. This separation allows each service to be developed, deployed, and scaled independently. For example, Netflix is a classic example. They use microservices to handle various functionalities like streaming, user recommendations, billing, and more. Each service can be scaled based on its specific demand, leading to a highly efficient system. Next, we will discuss their advantages and disadvantages. Let's explore advantages. Scalability. Each service can be scaled independently, so you can only allocate resources where needed. Resilience. If one service fails, it doesn't necessarily bring down the entire system. Flexibility. Different services can use different technologies, allowing for rapid innovations. Next, we will discuss disadvantages. First one is complexity. Managing multiple services can be challenging, especially when it comes to communication between them. Deployment overhead. You need robust DevOps practices to handle independent deployment and monitor distributed services. Data consistency. Maintaining data integrity across services require careful design and often additional infrastructure. For example, while microservices allow for better fault isolation and independent scaling, they also require a more mature infrastructure to handle issues like network latency, service discovery, and inter-service communications. Next, we will see how to choose the right architecture. So how do you decide which architecture to use? It really depends on your project need. You should choose monolithic if you are building a small to medium size application with a quick time to market. Your team is small and you want to keep things simple. You don't anticipate the need for heavy scalability in the near term. You should choose microservices if you are planning for rapid growth and need to scale part of your application independently. And if your application is complex and different modules require different technologies, you have the resources and expertise to manage a distributed system. Some companies start with a monolithic architecture and transition to microservices as they grow, combining the simplicity of a monolith with the scalability of microservices. For example, consider a startup that begins with a monolithic design to quickly get to the market. But as the user base grows, they refactor part of the system into microservices to better handle increased load and feature expansion. To sum up, both monolithic and microservices architecture have their own strengths and challenges. Monolithic system offers simplicity and ease to deployment, while microservices provide scalability and flexibility, albeit with increased complexity. Which approach do you think is best for your project? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to what you want for more insights on software architecture, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any update. In next video, we will explore layered or entire architecture and see how it organizes the different part of any application. So stay tuned. Thank you.